Hello, welcome back to the 9 Square Press Haiku channel, or welcome if it's your first time. My name is Allison Whipple. I am the founder of the press, and this is a continuation of my series on Ginko, aka Haiku Walks. And once again, I'm coming to you from Shaw Park in St. Louis County on my lunch break. So today I'm talking about 3 things you might want to expect on a haiku walk if you have never done one before. Now I will say that Ginko leaders always lead things a little bit their own way. I'll lead things a little bit differently. So my next video in this series I'll tell you what I think my best practices are as a haiku leader. But for this video, this is sort of 3, I think, fairly general principles you will or things you will likely see from all Ginko leaders, no matter who you are. And the first thing is to plan to go slow. So there will be a start and end point to the haiku walk, but we're gonna take our time getting from one point to the other. And that's so no one's moving at a real brisk clip. The goal is not to get to the end of the walk. The goal is to walk slowly and carefully and attentively to observe what is around us, and maybe even stop to write a haiku or at least jot some things down. But I'm someone who's guilty of being an extremely fast walker, sometimes to the annoyance of people around me. That's a thing that's been actually hard for me to. It's been I'm just a person who moves like super fast, pretty naturally. It's a bug, a feature, who's to say? It's just in there. Haiku practice has been good for making me slow down a little, because again, my default is to be speedy, and we don't need to be speedy all the time, especially when we want to invite haiku to us. So expect a lot of slow and careful walking. Now, it's not going to be real slow. If you've ever done like Zen Buddhist slow walking, I actually don't know if that's a part of the Zen tradition specifically or the broader Buddhist tradition, honestly, but Buddhist style slow walking, we're not going to go that slow, because like the idea of the meditative slow walking in the Buddhist tradition is it's different. It's just got a different focus, but we will, again, it's not a power walk. I wouldn't be worrying about your step count. just enjoy it. Enjoy being outside and enjoy seeing and hearing and smelling and feeling whatever you can. The next thing to expect is, yes, there are going to be a lot of pauses. That might mean your leader, haiku leader, notices something and then says, "Everyone stop, look at that flower right there," or "Look at that bird." Or even, maybe you're, in a city with interesting architecture. Look at that cornice. Because yes, we can still write about things that humans built. That's a whole video for another time. Not going to get on my soapbox today. But so your leader might pause and have you all stop and look at something. Or the way I do it is we walk and then we have predetermined spots where I encourage everyone to stop and walk around and just notice what interests them. I'll do a little at the start of every stop. I'll point some things out. So we'll start right now this year. Our starting point is Soulard Station. So I might point out some things in the garden. We have a really great gardener who does beautiful work. So I might point out some things in her garden and give people some pointers about things to just look for as we're walking to the next stop. And then we stop in Pontiac Square Park, and I point out some things there, and then just give people time to meander around the park. And if they're drawn to things I pointed out, great. And if there's other stuff that piques their curiosity, that is also great. I want to encourage people to find what interests them and really own the things that they write about and are intrigued by. And finally, the third thing is you are likely to be encouraged to share. Now, in my first video in this series, I said, that I don't concern myself with necessarily getting a polished haiku every time, or even any haiku. And what's more important to me is just making observations. And again, now a lot of the times, you know, usually if I go in a Ginko as a group, I actually get really inspired and I do draft a lot of haiku. I am also historically, even before I was a haiku poet and I was more of just a short to medium form free verse poet, I never liked sharing first drafts in any sort of like group setting. It was just not a thing that it never felt really good to me and what I was trying to do as a writer. So, and then again, sometimes you just have observations and you don't necessarily get something like a complete poem. So, you know, you will probably be encouraged to share, but please also remember that, you know, I hope that if you are in group settings with a leader, that, you know, and you don't feel like sharing for whatever reason, that leader just like respects that and is chill. I'd say most of them are. I have not met a Ginko leader yet who was a jerk to people who didn't want to share. It was usually not a big deal at all. So I hope that is also the case for you. Of course, if you're writing alone, you obviously, that's if you're doing your own solo haiku walks, that obviously doesn't come up. But if you're coming in a group and you've never done one before, you know, you might be invited. But hopefully it's, you know, always an invitation, never an obligation. So my next haiku walk is Saturday, April 25th, 2026, meeting at Soulard Station at 9:30 a.m. It is a free event. We will walk from the station around the neighborhood, finish at the market, and then you will have to get yourself back to the station. But again, it's a short walk. We are staying pretty much focused on the north end of, yes, the north end, on the north end of the neighborhood. So, and at 9:30 in the morning, there is plenty of street parking available. So you will find details at 9, that's numeral 9, SQUARE press.com, which I'm now thinking, you know, I haven't figured out the event interface for the new website yet, but it's a good reminder to take care of that. And so details there, and soulard.org should have some as well. Or you can email me at editor at, again, numeral 9 squarepress.com if you have questions. And if you want to make sure that, you know, you get notified of, I've got at least 3 more videos planned in this Ginko series, so if you don't want to miss them, hit that subscribe button. See you later.